All right, we are live. So it's looking a little bleak, dim inside of the markets right now. That goes for every market, right? Except for maybe potentially gold and silver. Gold and silver are doing pretty well. Silver's in a bullish formation, kind of breaking market structure to the upside. Gold has done the same on smaller term time frames, maybe the hour chart. The S&P looks like it's about to roll over. NVIDIA seems to be the only thing that is actually holding the S&P up, which means that NVIDIA rolling over could actually be the catalyst that tanks the S&P. Now, NVIDIA did deliver positive earnings this past quarter, which is one of the only companies that did, right? And that seems to be holding the S&P up. NVIDIA did hit like a $5 trillion market cap, which is crazy to think, right? But, and is the biggest company in the world, obviously. But NVIDIA is at this really, really critical point on its chart right now. And the downside potential of this thing is absolutely astronomical, okay? The downside of NVIDIA is astronomical, which means that the downside to the S&P is astronomical, which means that the downside to the crypto markets is astronomical potentially, right? Now, I want to be clear. Crypto is in a bullish formation so long as it stays above about $96,000. I'm going to show you this on the chart. I gave out a lot of this analysis and a trade that I'm in right now. Let me see, last week, right? Inside of the NORDIC Alpha Private VIP trading room. If you took that trade and you're anything like me, you're up over $300 in just a few minutes this morning. We took a short on Toshi that we gave out live for free on the stream. Was it Friday? Made like $400 on that, banked that bang overnight, absolutely killed it. If you're watching these streams and you're not making money, it's because you're not taking the trades. So if you're not making money and you're watching these streams, tell me what is the barrier to you actually taking the trades that I'm setting up. Like, we have a live tracked and documented 88% win rate, right? So the likelihood of you getting one of the trades that loses is highly unlikely, right? And if you take every single trade, probably not going to lose every single one of them, right? Obviously, that's the whole point of having an 89% win rate. So what are the barriers? Do you not understand the trades that I'm setting up? And I'm not saying that anybody's not taking the trades. If you're taking the trades and you're making money, drop it in the comments section for me, man. But if you're not taking the trades, I'd like to understand why, because I want to make these streams and I want to make this content better and more actionable for people. So if it's like, hey, dude, I don't understand what you're saying. Like whenever you're setting these trades up and why you're entering this trade at these levels, tell me, right? So that I can kind of dial it in for you. And then everybody can come and show up to these streams and make money. That's the whole point why you're here. I doubt you're here just to be entertained or just to see the braids, right? You're probably here to make money, hear about the markets, hear my opinion on the markets, why I think NVIDIA could be going down, Bitcoin could be going down, S&P could be going down, right? So let me know in the comment section what you think. Zoltan is in the building. He says, how do I join the NORDIC Alpha group? It's the first link in the description, man. Just click on the first link in the description. You just join Me6 is the bot that gets you in. It's like $29 a month, but you can get up to, I believe, 15 or 20% off if you pay for the entire year's membership up front. It's a pretty good friggin' deal. To be honest with you, if you paid for the entire year, it costs you like $280 or something like that. And you would have made that on the Toshi trade that I gave out. You would be making that on this trade that I gave out too, as well, as you can see. Right? We're already up like 280 something, almost 300. So yeah, do your thing, man. Be happy to have you in there. And, always love to help, support my supporters, right? So let's get into the markets and let's see what's actually going on and why I think we could be putting in a top here. I truly do. And I'm not trying to like scare people, but I do think that we could be putting in a top here on, at the very least, the S&P. And the NVIDIA chart is freaking me the F out. And the one thing I do want to say, NVIDIA having such a massive amount of the S&P, right? It is the biggest company in the world, right? And with it having such high weight on the S&P, if this thing goes down, you can bet your ass this thing's going down. you can take that to the bank and deposit it, because this thing will absolutely get smashed. Let's go to the 4-hour chart on this. I mean, look at this run up, dude. Look at this run up. Look at this run up. It all times the same, right? Bang, bang, right? Look at this back in Monday, or we'll just say April 4th or so. April 4th or so. This whole run up, a lot of it has to do with the fact that NVIDIA went up by 144%. How much did the S&P go up, you may ask? Well, I'll tell you. 43%. NVIDIA absolutely pushed the S&P up. If you retrace this move, just coming back to your double top support here on the 0.5, which is the equilibrium price of this entire move up, take the bottom to the top, divide it by 2, $150. Do you know how much of a decline that would be? 30% on NVIDIA. Do you not think that that would pull the S&P down to levels like pretty unfathomable, at least to about right here to $6,600? That would only be a 5% move down. If you talk 15% move down, 11% move down, back to these triple tops right here, $164 or $6,164, sorry. That is an 11% move down on the S&P. This is where you got to start thinking about being a buyer, $6,150, essentially, somewhere around there, right? And if you get accepted back into this upward parallel, dude, it's not looking super, super duper hot. That doesn't make any sense. Everything's grayed out, bro. They're all just gray. They're all just gray. Just click on it. Whenever you come into welcome, right? What is your name in here? Just like, okay, tag yourself in here and just say, hey, Drew, like, hey, Drew. And that way I can tag you in this right here, right? But yeah, it should, no one else has had that problem. They're all grayed out. Like everything's grayed out, as you can see, right? So I don't know, just tag me in there or say my name or something, right? Say my name in here, right here in the welcome chat, right? And then all you gotta do is come in here, verify human, click start verification, select whatever the proper option is. For me, it's a pig. Boom, I'm verified. And you can see that right here. Drew Wolfer just verified. 0 times failed, right? So yeah, do your thing, man. Do your thing. So let's see what we got. All right, so let's talk about Bitcoin first. I want to get back here to Bitcoin because I know that's what a lot of people came here for, right? Bitcoin's absolutely killing it. I gave this trade out literally last Thursday or Friday, maybe. Let me see. Yeah, I gave this out on the 30th inside of whatever, NORDIC Alpha Private VIP Trading Room. I gave this out, what was the 30th? Was it Thursday? Yeah, it was Thursday. Okay, so yeah, man, we are killing it. You know, 6 people watching on YouTube, 2 people watching on the other YouTube, 15 people on Twitter. Yeah, absolutely killing it, man. I appreciate the support, man. How many people are watching you? So with that being said, let's talk about Bitcoin. I gave this exact trade out, naked point of control down here, right? Naked point of control. We've been talking about this for probably a week or 2. And I said, hey, look, if we come down here, this is our target. Our target's about 105.2, okay? Because what we had, and let's just replay this. Like, let's chop all this off, right? This is where we started talking about this, right? So when we started talking about this, I said, look, we got this big, massive liquidity curve, right? And this could be where they want to bring it down to start loading up again before they start pushing it up again, right? So essentially what we saw down here was this naked point of control, right? And there's probably an order block right here, right? Right here, bang, from 105.6 to about 104.4. So that's a nice little range, anywhere from there to 104.4, that you can start thinking about getting into, you know, buy and sell, or not buy and sell, to get into longs, right? Now, you crack this low, this is where you got to start thinking about shorts, because now if we take this replay function off, yes, let's get this thing off here. This is all we have left on this liquidity curve, right? This is it. Just this right here. That's it, right? But look at what we have above us, right? Another massive liquidity curve, okay? And we have a naked point of control all the way up here at 113.8 and a naked VWAP all the way up here at 114.150. So when you leave these levels behind, this is extremely, like, this is going to be a draw. This is going to draw price potentially to it. Now, even from a longer term time frames perspective, right? You could still come up there and on the 12-hour chart set a lower high and then come right back down. So from a market structure perspective, say this is your high, and I will not take this Trump wick into account because it messes up the entire TA of everything, right? It messes up all TA right here, okay? So let's say that this was your low, right? Then this was your high because this was your newer low, right? Then you came up and you cracked that high, okay? And this is your lower low, or your higher low. You could still come up here anywhere in between here and still be setting a lower high, right? And then start to get a market structure shift to the downside once you crack this low right here, okay? So we really have to just watch and wait and see what's going to happen here. But one thing I can say is this 114 range could be a pretty massive draw on liquidity, at the very least right here to 111, right? Which is where we fell from. If you remember, that's where what we were talking about on the last stream, right? Hey, we come up here, and I think I actually gave out this short. Where's that? Is that 111? Yeah, so we already got that set up. In any case, we were talking about this on the stream. We said, hey, we come up here and we SFP this high. This is a good shorting opportunity to bring it down here to this naked point of control. Now, did we SFP that high? No, I don't believe we did, right? Yeah, we barely did. We barely did. But honestly, this isn't the high. This was the high that we were talking about. Did we SFP this? Swing failure pattern, right? No, we did not. Okay, so we came right back down here, okay? Then we smashed into that naked point of control and we blasted off. And as you can see, that's the trade that I am in right now. Now, I did also take a nice, massive little Toshi trade, right? Nice little Toshi trade right here that we gave out last week, and it's right here, right? So this was the breakdown on the Toshi trade for the head and shoulders, right? Took about 160% on this. This was only at a 10x leverage too. We didn't do anything crazy on this. It's like a $200, $300 position. Bang, banked 400 bucks, super duper quick. And then in crypto, obviously, you know, I tried to make sure that everybody knew that this trade was hitting this morning whenever I entered my position. But as it sits right now, we're still in this trade. This is just, you know, my entry price was 105.6, right? Something like that. And we're up pretty decently as it sits right now, because we just keep going up, okay, on Bitcoin, right? So I'm looking to potentially take it somewhere up here, okay? Because we know that this was our previous low, right? This was our new high, right? Right here, call it like right here, right? This is our previous high, previous low, right? Where did we crack that high? Right here, right? So then this was our low. Where did we crack that high? Right here. Okay, great. So this was our low. Then we cracked that high and we cracked that low, right? Came back down, boom, here you go. Cracked that low. Still haven't taken out the high. So anything under this is still technically bearish, right? So anything under about 108,315 is technically bearish. Now, I would like to see what happens right here when we get to VWAP, and VWAP is right around 107.3. And we'll just have to see what happens there, right? As it sits right now, this position's up 58%, 360 bucks. I would like to see what happens at VWAP, but if we get through VWAP, we could be coming right back up here to about 108 something, right? Now, once you get through about 108.2, it's pretty cut and dry. This is where you would be targeting, right around here. 110,750 to 111, right? And you can start thinking about retracing that move to say, okay, how far can we take this up? Now, I did give out a trade inside of Nordic Alpha that I cannot tell you about, obviously, because those people pay for that trade, and it's not fair to tell you for free whenever they're paying for that information, right? But with that being said, you know, about 4 dozen people have that trade right now inside of Nordic Alpha, and we'll see if they take advantage of it whenever we get up to these levels where it could be a potential shorting opportunity. Now, the one thing I will say is we are getting above a trend line on RSI, right? A lot of people don't talk about this stuff, but you can draw a trend line on RSI to see where there could be potential resistance. As you can see, we've gotten above that, right? So it could be a nice move up happening right now. Now, we do have a massive liquidity curve, obviously, above us, where we could come up and take a lot of liquidity, right? We could come all the way back up here to 114, right? But that is going to be dependent, again, upon the S&P, and it's going to be dependent upon NVIDIA. What does NVIDIA do? So let's get into the NVIDIA analysis, and then we'll get back to Bitcoin here in just a second. So let me pull up NVIDIA, and I'll show you what's a little bit troubling on NVIDIA. I won't say it's like horrible, but it's troubling for sure, like to say the least. So this is where you came up, you got your new all-time high, you got your pullback, got your new all-time highs, you got your pullback, right? And then boom, you blasted up. You haven't really had a nice pullback. Like right here, yeah, you got a rejection, a little bit of consolidation, use the prior support as support, blasted up again, but you haven't had like a real pullback like you did here, right? So like right here, whenever you came up, I mean, you pulled back what, 40%? Right here when you came up here, what did you pull back, 10%? Yeah, 10%. Right here, you pulled back again, probably 9%. Yep, 9%. So we haven't even pulled back 10% on this new all-time high on NVIDIA. And we haven't really retraced like that nice 30% like they did in these previous run-ups, right? Like these over here, okay? So that is what I'm looking at. And I'm like, this seems odd, right? Now, don't get me wrong. NVIDIA is a monster. NVIDIA is a beast. And they're a $5 trillion market cap right now. Biggest company in the world. They did beat on earnings per share and on top level revenue, right? So should they can technically pump a little bit? Yeah, absolutely. And they did. NVIDIA pumped from here to here, right? I mean, that thing went up, what, 20% in a few days? So my point is that there's got to be some type of a retracement. And whenever this is the move, right? Whenever this is the move, I mean, you barely retrace the 0.236 fib. You got to be thinking about coming down here to at least 190, right? And then let me show you all these gaps in this chart. This chart is gapped up, man. You've got a gap down to here, right? So as you can see, this gap, it almost got filled fully, right? They came within a couple of bucks of it, right? This gap is all the way down to 202. So 209 right now. Why do you think NVIDIA is going, or why do you think the S&P is going up right now? Why do you think this nice long wick is happening with a green candle? Look at NVIDIA. Gap up, man. Gap up. That's why it's happening. Could you get a potential double top up here and then bang, short it down? Yeah, absolutely. I'm short from way up here on the S&P. I'm in the money no matter what. I will not lose on this trade, right? And that's perfectly fine. We gave that trade out live inside of the verified VIP trading room inside of Nordic Alpha. Guess how many times we gave that trade out? Well, I'll show you. Let's go to the 1 hour chart. We gave it out here, back here, said, hey, take this short, right? We gave it out here, right? Hey, take this short, bang, right? We gave it out here, right? Hey, take this short, bang, right? And then we gave it out yet again another time here. Bang, hey, take this short, right? So I've been telling people to take this short for a very long time. Obviously, we got the SFP short up here, right? And I don't mind showing you those shorts because we're already in those positions. You can't get that price. You can't get this price right now. Why? Because we're already positioned. We're already positioned way above this 0.786 fib. Now, from a market structure perspective, this is your high, this is your low, this is your new low, right? Then you cracked that low again. Then guess what you did? You cracked that low again. Here's your high. As you can see, you have not got to that high. You have not got to that low. All of this inside of here, chop, man. It's all chop. Until you take this out or you take this out, it doesn't matter. And what's probably going to be the determining factor upon that is going to be NVIDIA, right? Does NVIDIA indeed come up here? Whoops. Does NVIDIA indeed come up here, take this out and start pumping up? Maybe. Or does it come down here, fill this gap, and then continue even further on downwards? Well, one thing I can say is that fair value on this as it sits right now, bare minimum is going to be $183, right? You can see that as top level resistance, right? All through there, right? All through there. How many times did it hit? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 before it finally got through it. And even once it got through it, back tested at a support once, twice, right? And then got back down under it, finally blasted, right? With no return to this level. So I would be watching and eyeing that $183 level on NVIDIA right now. And at the very least, I would be eyeing this 150 level. That's where you could start thinking about potentially being a buyer. And in the same sense on the S&P, that's where you could start potentially thinking about being a buyer is about 61, 64. I'm not telling you need to, try and short it all the way down there. Obviously, you got to watch, what does the market give you in that same time frame, right? Are you going to make it all the way down there? Are you shorting with options? Is your expiration date going to give you the juice to run it all the way down here? You got to weigh those decisions at the time, right? But one thing I can say is that if NVIDIA does indeed start rolling over here, right? And it nice double top, swing failure pattern, or even a textbook hidden bearish divergence right there with a lower high, and then boom. I mean, you've got two supports in my opinion right now. Well, maybe three. Okay. You've got this, and you've got this. That's it. You've got 195, 183, 164. And if you don't smack that, you're coming down here to 150, right? And that's where you can see a potential bounce. Can you take it further down than that? Absolutely you can. You can take it down to 135 or even all the way down to the 0.786 fib, 113. This is like prime time buy level right here. Right through there, 136 and 114, in between 135 and 114. Do that as prime time buy level on the on NVIDIA, and then prime time buy level again here on the S&P. It's all just going to be right here. It's all just going to be right here. 61.50 to about 58.50, right? And if you scroll back just a little bit, oops, zoom out, scroll back just a little bit, you can see where that was used as a nice little support, boom, before you took a nice blast off, big run up, okay? So that's kind of what I'm seeing. If you see the S&P starting to roll over, if you see NVIDIA is probably going to preempt that, right? NVIDIA starts to roll over, the S&P will start to roll over, okay? Then what you'll probably see is BTC. Let's just go to my watch list. It's a lot easier to just do it like that. Damn, I think I just got full take profit on my position because it wicked through. Yep, I did. Okay, that works. We'll take it. Let's see what we got. Yeah, 5 hundo. We'll take it. That's fine. I'm fine with that. $500 to stand at my computer for the day. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you guys saw that live. I gave that trade out a long time ago. One of the things I always see people say is, I can't be in front of my computer all day like you, Drew. I'm not in front of my computer all day. I can promise you that. And if I am, it's because I'm working on other things, right? Most people are in front of a computer all day. It's just not, they're not on the chart, right? So you want to know how I took this trade? All I did was set this alert up, right? Right down here. BTC crossing down below $105,315. And then bang, $105,315. It alerted me. We can even go down to the 5-minute chart and I'll show you where it alerted me. Right here on this candle, then it tagged the level exactly, exactamundo, and bang, bang. As you can see, perfect entry all the way up to full take profit at VWAP. It's literally not as hard as a lot of people think, especially when I'm doing this and saying, hey, I gave this trade out to you on October 30th. All you have to do, set your alerts and watch the charts unfold. That's all I did. I literally just set an alert. You know what's funny? You know what's hilarious? Let's go to it. I'll show you. I was filming this video earlier when this all hit, right? And as you can see, pause it. Look, BTC crossing 105,315. I was literally filming the video, my daily video that I always film for the Nordic Alpha Wolfpack on Bitcoin. And I ended it really quick after that, like within 2 minutes, because I was like, hey, you guys need to know that this is happening. So I'm going to end this video and upload it, right? And that's where, and you can see, watch. I go down to the 5-minute time frame. I'm like, okay, let's see if we're going to get a nice little bounce. Bam, we hit the naked POC. All right, perfect. This is literally me right here. And if I move my thing out of the way, right? This is literally me right here taking the trade. I'm literally doing it on my phone, right? Taking the trade. Bam, bam, and then boom, boom, boom. Very simple. All from an alert. That's all it was from, an alert. That was it. It's that simple, guys. Like, it really is. You don't have to be at your charts 24/7 to catch stuff like this. And I'll post the profit real time right now. Let's see. It'll be this simple. It's that simple. 85% in what, an hour? An hour, something like that. No big deal. $500. That's what you want to do, man. That's what we do inside of the Nordic Alpha private VIP trading room. If you watch John, he took 2 trades earlier today too. 2 scalps. Absolutely killed it, right? Again, you can scalp, you can day trade, you can swing trade, you can do whatever you want inside of this private VIP trading room. The only thing is right here. All you got to do, set your alerts and watch the charts unfold. Whether you're a swing trader, whether you're a, day trader, whether you're a scalper, whether you trade metals, Forex, futures, friggin' crypto, equities, S&P, whatever you trade, I promise you, we're probably doing the analysis on it, right? So yeah, let's see what we got. Yeah, look at that wick, man. I mean, damn, dude. See, and this is why sometimes streaming sucks. So like, this guy's laughing at me because I got 6 people, but I also took what, $800 down today, right, live in front of 6 people, I guess, or 6 people on YouTube, 24 people on Twitter. So I mean, this guy's over here laughing, and it's all fun and games, and that's hilarious. But what's not funny is that while I was streaming to like alert people of this and like give them the levels and stuff, I missed the short. Which cost me money, right? Up here, I would have just entered this short, wrote it back down below VWAP, probably taking profit right here at the 50 moving average. As soon as we bounced from it, called it a day, made an extra $200, $300, $400, depending on the size of the position. So yeah, I mean, it is hilarious that I have 6 people watching me on YouTube, but we also have how many people inside of the VIP trading room? 93 people, something like that. So Yeah, I mean, it is hilarious, bro, that these people show up on YouTube. You know, it's just a long game, bro. Like you have to show consistency, man. You have to show people results. YouTube is not like turn it on. I know everybody thinks like influencing and like running social medias is like this easy game where all you do is you just stand in front of your phone or your screen and you just automatically get all these views and stuff like that. It ain't like that, man. It's not like that. It's really tough. It really is. And even when you do show consistently, sometimes people show up, sometimes they don't, man. So that's, you know, I show consistent gains too, and I track all my trades and everything, and still people don't show up. So sometimes the algorithm shows you love, sometimes it doesn't, man. And you just you got to push on, you know. So let's talk about Jupiter. I see you want me to look at Jupiter. I think that's JUPUSD. Let's look at it. I feel like we already have a chart on this. Maybe. Yeah, we do. We just lost the 0.5. We probably just barely. No, we haven't lost. We haven't bounced yet. Let's go to the daily chart on this. Let's get out of here. Okay. So this is kind of like what we were talking about. And unfortunately, the Trump dump, man, it really messes your charts up, dude. Like it truly does. As much as I want to like act like it doesn't, it really messes your friggin' charts up. So as it sits right now, I mean, you're just looking at for that 0.382 bounce. We were talking about this up here. You get a rejection from the 0.618. And what I said, and I will say I was a little bit late on this, right? But I said, look, if we come up here and we reject from the 0.618 and that 50 moving average all at the same time, right? That's going to be a nice little bearish indication for, whoops, give me 1 second, a move downwards. Now you front ran that because the 50 was under the 0.618. So, you know, it is what it is. Could have caught a nice short there. You know, it is what it is. You can catch some, you know, sometimes you don't catch it, right? I don't really, I'm going to be honest with you, man. Are you looking to trade this or are you looking to invest in this? Because if you're looking to trade this, I can give you levels. But if you're looking to invest in this, I would run the other way. I'm just being honest. And that's not financial advice. Obviously, do whatever you want to do, bro. I'm not going to tell you how to invest your money. I'm just saying I would not invest in this, okay? From a trader's perspective, your 0.618 retrace was textbook, right? You get a bounce from this 0.382, especially if Bitcoin's bouncing. That's where you can start thinking about longs at about 33 cents. Other than that, I would not be touching this thing, right? Why do I say that this is a good level right here, 33 cents? Bounce, wick through, bounce, wick through, bounce, wick through, bounce, wick through. If you get a bounce, wick through, it's a pretty solid level, 33 cents, okay? So if you're looking for a trade, that might be your trade, man. It could be your trade. I'm not saying that it is, but I'm saying that it could be. Does anybody have any requests that they want me to look at? I'm going to go through the usual suspects. Well, patience is key inside of the markets, and this is where that patience may start to pay off for people. This is bad news for ETH. This is bad news for ETH. Okay, zoom out. Look at this uptrend, right? Look at this uptrend. I mean, we can be a little bit more, I guess, let's just be a little bit more, I don't know, easy about it. We'll be nice, right? And say that this is it. But as it sits right now, I mean, we're talking about this, right? Just saying. We set this up a long time ago, right? We set this up on the 27th, a week ago, right? I set this up about a week ago. And then bang, here it is, right? So now you're just waiting on confirmation and a back test of this if you didn't get in, right? Waiting on a back test of this, and then bang, you're shorting it down at least to right here, about 33.67. If you can SFP this low, that's where you can start thinking about longs. This is where, you know, like I said, patience is key, man. We gave out this trade too, right? We gave out this trade a while back. If you're still in this, you're wildly profitable, right? So, I mean, that's the trade as it sits right now. That's the trade. You can think about SFPing this low going long, right? We'll see. We'll see. There you go, dude. You're in a good position, bro. If you bought Jupiter at 31 cents, you're below, your buy price is below the biggest support level that it has. Now, if it breaks that $33 level and it closes a daily candle below that, like not a wick, it has to close a daily candle under 33 cents. That's where I would say get out of that position, secure your profits, okay? Now, let's talk about, so now that we understand what's happening on ETH, right? I think we all can understand and see, this is a very simple chart, right? You break this level, you confirm another candle under 35.50, and there's going to be some guy coming by mowing the grass. So if, I don't know what to tell you. I can't do anything about it. It is what it is. People have to do their jobs. They have to live their lives. And my grass needs to be mowed just like my neighborhood's grass needs to be mowed. So if that like muffles me, I apologize. But we're going to continue doing the TA. So let's go to Cardano and let's see if anything's starting to hit there. Two weeks ago, we gave this trade out. Like I said, sometimes you just have to be patient, man. Sometimes you just have to be friggin' patient. But when you see this happen, and now it's trying to bounce from there, right? You've got your wick all the way down here, right? Man, I mean, this is a beautiful bounce. This is a beautiful bounce. You've got a floor right here, right? So this could be your technical stop loss on a wick, right? This wick right here, this wick right here. So if you want your stop loss to be outside of that, that's fine, right? And then you're just looking to bring this thing back up to the top end of this trend channel. Probably got a 5.5x risk to reward on this bad boy, right? Now, the one thing I will say, you lose this, you got a short, man. And you're shorting down to probably right around here. Obviously, you've got levels in between here, like 33 cents is your ultimate target, but 46 cents is your first breakdown. If you break down from here and you confirm a candle under here, like seriously, dude, this is bad news. Like this is your candle that you confirmed under here, but then you just got right back into it. Confirmed a candle, right back into it. Confirmed a candle, right back into it, right? Same thing over here. You never confirmed a candle and never confirmed a candle over here. Just a bunch of wicks, right? So if you confirm this candle under here, right, you got to watch what happens by the end of the day today. This is going to tell you whether you're going long on Cardano or not. If you're going short, you'll see a candle close under here, and then you'll see a secondary candle close right under here at about 52.5 cents. You'll see a secondary candle close there. You'll hope for a back test of this. You get that back test, you short. That's where you're starting to look for some money, right? And this is a bearish pattern. So this pattern is supposed to break down. And if you want to know about these patterns, get into the blueprint and the foundation trainings where I tell you all about all of this stuff. And you can kind of go in and get inside of my head and see how I built an 88% documented win rate. What's my win rate right now? It's something crazy. I know it's something crazy. Look, I get it. Yeah, 88.57%. Worst case scenario, 88.18%. That's where you can kind of, you can come in here And you can look at my trainings, right? I've got the blueprint, I've got the foundation. Here's your VIP trading room. If you want to get mentored, here's how you do it. If you want to get into my office hours calls, here's how you do it. All that stuff there. We've got free resources out the wazoo. We've got the documented win rate. You know, we've got all this stuff, right? Go check it out, man. Go check out our reviews on Trustpilot, right? We've got, what, 10 reviews, 5, every single one of them 5 stars, right? What are they? Yeah, every single one 5 stars. So, yeah, it is what it is. Do whatever you want to do. But let's get back to the TA. So Cardano, I mean, you're going to know what to do here within the next day or two on Cardano. We'll see if it keeps riding down, right? What's Bitcoin doing? I want to see if BTC is... Damn, man, that was a good trade, dude. That was a really good trade. Bang, just perfect, dude. Perfect. Oh my gosh. And where did we take profit? I think it was exactly at VWAP. What was the risk to reward on this? What was my entry and exit? Full TP. 105, 575, 107.4. Yep, right at VWAP. Bang. Perfect. 4.7x risk to reward in an hour. I'll take that all day. 500, banked it. And now we're trying to reclaim VWAP. We'll see what happens at VWAP. I mean, you got to drop down to a smaller time frame. So this was not my stop loss, though. I'll be honest with you. This was not my stop loss. I did not set my stop loss all the way down here because when I entered, it was when we were curling back up, right? So when I entered here, I'm entering right here after we get these confirmed candles. I'm actually setting my stop loss right here. What's the risk on that? 11x risk to reward, man. Absolutely insane trade. Absolutely killed it. Cannot ask for a better trade than that, right? We're reclaiming VWAP right now. Kind of sucks I got shaken out of my position, but hey, that's why you always lock in profits because you can always re-enter. You can always re-enter later. We got to see, we've got our high, right? This is our new high. This is our new low. This is our new high. And we still don't have a new low yet, right? So this is your low as it sits right now, right? This is your low right here. This is from a market structure perspective, okay? This is your low, okay? And then this is your new high. So you have to crack one of these, right? And we can take this one off of here because that's cracked. So you got to crack one of these. If you crack this and then you get a nice fade, you get a retest of VWAP, that's where you can start thinking about entering long again, man. Just saying. So Paul Grazzi's here, man. Hey, Paul, you remember Friday? I know you were here and told you I was going to short Toshi, right? That's not it. Sorry. Where's it at? Bang, bang. 160% profit on a 10x leverage. Nothing crazy. It's not like a 50x like the Bitcoin leverage short that I just took. $400 banked. Pretty good trade. And you know, I set this up on the stream last Friday, wasn't it? And let's actually show everybody. Let's show everybody that trade. Man, dude, I need to be paying attention to these friggin' charts because there might be a long opportunity here. So let's keep Bitcoin up over here, right? And we're going to go to Toshi and we're going to show people what that trade was and why we took it, okay? So where's the daily chart? Bang, bang. Here it is. This is the exact trade. Now, why did I take profit here? Okay, why did I take profit? Where did I take profit? Why did I take profit at 5615, right? Because here's the actual trade that I took, okay? This was my stop, okay? I was right above the high of the day, okay? Right above the high of the day. And then where did I say I took profit? 5615? So we took profit right there. It was a 9x risk to reward on this bad boy, right? So why did I take profit here? This is why. because we hit the naked point of control and started pumping on Bitcoin. And I was like, okay, I'm entering Bitcoin longs here. My guess is Toshi is going to give back a boatload of these gains. And that's what it was, right? And that's exactly what happened. So why did we, yeah, you already know. I'm a trader, up and down, sideways. Let's do it, you know? You already know. Got like 3 bots killing it on Toshi. I guarantee it, dude. Absolutely killing it. So we had a nice little head and shoulders pattern. I said, look, if we break down below this, that's where you can start thinking about shorts. And again, how did I know? Toshi, message, Toshi crossing, head and shoulders breakdown potential. I literally just got a notification on my phone. I entered the short. I took profit literally the next day within like 12 hours. Yeah, man. Hell yeah, man. I appreciate you saying something about Toshi in those previous streams and making me go do TA on it, because then I was like, oh, we found a nice short, man. And I can't take every trade that I set up, like, but that one was kind of a no-brainer. So that was actually great. I don't have my Aquapana sponsorship yet, unfortunately. As this guy pointed out, I only have 6 people on my stream. Oh, now we have 8 people on YouTube, but we have like 30 people on Twitter. Yeah, I think I need to grow a little bit before they give it to me, unfortunately. I want that Aquapana sponsorship, though. That would be awesome. And I don't want paid. I don't want money. I just want water. Just send me water, and I'll drink it on stream, and I'll be their best. Like, I will be their best and brightest, like, spokesperson. I will scream it from the mountaintops. Now, the one thing I don't like about this on Bitcoin right here, I don't like the fact that we're not getting any pullbacks. We got to get a pullback here, man. We got to get a pullback. And my guess is we got to get a pullback that looks something like this. That's not it. We got to get a pullback down here to about 106. 750 down to about 106.5. This is where I would start thinking about entering, repositioning for my long again. But the one thing that sucks about that is you got to think you're also losing VWAP again. But you have to get a pullback here, in my opinion, because this is just straight up and down, right? Just shoom. And does Bitcoin have the ability to do that and keep running? Absolutely, it does. But you're going to run into some massive resistance right here at about 108.2, right? So, yeah. So you think that if I had a different time on my show that people would actually show up more? Because whenever I was streaming back in March, I took an account from 3K to like 20 some odd $1,000. We like 8x the account in less than 90 days. And I was streaming at this time, around this time every single day. And I was getting like 100, 200, 600 people, sometimes 800 people across YouTube and Twitter. So I don't know, man. I think it's kind of hit or miss, but we'll see. So as it sits right now, this is going to sound weird. You got to do it at 2:30 a.m. our time. What? Why? Why? Who's watching at 2:30 in the morning our time? That's 11:30 at night, Cali. Europe is just waking up, right? That's like 6, 7 a.m. in Europe, most European countries. That's middle of the day in Asia, Australia, New Zealand. Damn. I mean, that would be crazy, bro. It's 1:49 a.m. where I am right now. Bro, you're in like Australia or New Zealand or something. Crazy. That's wild, bro. Yeah, I guess, I mean, it kind of makes sense, you know. I'll take it under advisement. I'll take it under advisement. We'll see what we can do. I can't guarantee anything, obviously, but we all wake up and get your fresh alpha. 100%. Oh, you're in Hong Kong. Got it. Got it. Okay, that, yeah, is either Asia or Australia. And I just guessed guessed Australia because you're speaking English. So I was like, you know, bad guess, I guess. Bad guess. Let's do the last couple of usual suspects. XRP did not get the back test and bounce of the point of control. Absolutely. Well, I mean, it did, but it topped out. It topped out. And then bang, Bitcoin just ripped down. That's why, dude, whenever I say people getting into your trades, bro, you got to manage your trades, man. You got to manage your trades because sometimes you ain't going to get that full take profit. Sometimes it ain't going to work out where you're going to be sitting on stream like I was and I say, oh, I think we just got full take profit. Like it doesn't. 99% of my trades do not work out like that, where I get full take profit. It's just like, yo, oh, set it and forget it. That is not trading. Paul Grazzi will tell you that. Paul Grazzi will tell you that. If he's a real trader, he knows that too. And he seems to be like a real trader. So I'm not going to sit here and BS anybody. Whenever you're trading, dude, a lot of times you just trail that stop loss aggressively. You trail that take profit aggressively. And you say, hey, as long as I'm making money, I'm feeling good. So you're not always going to get that full take profit, right? But the good news is that what you're getting here now is this, right? Bang, bang. You got that. That was absolutely killer trade. That was an absolutely killer trade. Boom. Let's see if we bring it down to $2. I doubt we're going to. If Bitcoin gains VWAP here again, where's my watch list? Which as it sits right now, it has. Let's go to the 5 minute. Yeah, as it sits right now, it has regained VWAP. We need to see a pullback, man. And then I can kind of readjust and tell you whether or not we're going. Yeah, there's always next time. Do not lose your money. Dude, better advice has never been said. There's no point in getting round tripped on something when you're up dollars. Okay? That's why I banked both of my trades today. I made what, like $800, $900 live on the stream. That's that. You always take your profits, man. So as it sits right now, what I would also be looking for is this. So this is kind of going to give you a little bit of like secret sauce that I probably shouldn't give you, but I'm going to give it to you. Yeah, trailing stop losses. You already know what time it is. So we've broken down. I think we can all see that. We've broken down below the point of control. Point of control is this yellow line right here, right? We've broken down outside of that. Okay, now what we need to see is we need to see this candle close below this level right here at $2.41.5, right? So long as you close your candle down here, that's fine. There's two ways to confirm this move. It depends on how aggressive you want to be or how safe you want to be. I'll give you the aggressive one first. You get another candle close, which is tomorrow, and it closes below the close of this candle, and it's red. Excuse me. That confirms the move from an aggressive standpoint. Then you wait for the back test, or if you want to be super aggressive, you just go ahead and enter, and you target all the way down to here. Now, the safest entry is you get a close below the lowest point on this candle on the next day. Then you get the back test. Then you get your entry, right? And if you close a candle back above the point of control, like say you get another green candle like you did over here, it resets all of this, no trade, okay? So that is how you do it. That is how you confirm in two different ways, right? I'm not saying that you have to confirm it any one way. It depends on what your strategy is. You might say that this candle closed by itself right here. You might say that that's the confirmation. That's super aggressive, in my opinion. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Let's call it what it is. I did that on Toshi. Give me a second. I did that on Toshi. I said, look, we're breaking below it. Okay, cool. I'm good. I'm in. Right? Bang. But it was because we had the bearish momentum coming in and Bitcoin was going down in the same exact trajectory, right? Dude, we got to see what's happening. Like this VWAP We're right there on it, man. This is not favoring a bounce, though. This is not favoring a bounce. You're coming short of the highs. You've got so many green candles up. Like, dude, I mean, this seems to be like, this is where I would have liked to have been right here, right? Let's see if we got a hidden bear div right here. Lower highs. Did we get higher highs? Damn, we missed the hidden bear div. That sucks. Yeah. Yep, you already know. Yep, you use Bitcoin, see what's going on with Bitcoin. That'll tell you when to get in and out of your altcoins a lot of times, right? Front run it. Yeah. So let's go back just really quick, see what's happening with the S&P, and then let's see what's happening with NVIDIA. Yeah, it's still moving up. I mean, they're having a hard time keeping this thing up, is my point, right? And then if you look at NVIDIA, right, we can look at NVIDIA again on the 1 hour chart. If you look at NVIDIA again, they're trying to pump it up here. If you get a hidden bear div right here, which you very well could. Nah, you ain't going to get it. You need to see RSI going up. You ain't going to get it. It's not going to happen. What you need is a real actual bullish or bearish divergence. We need to set a higher high here and then swing fail this. Let's just do it. We'll set the trade up. Target the gap fill first. Target gap fill first. And then from there, you can target the previous highs right here. Right? And then from there, you're targeting way down here. Okay. I mean, this thing could turn out to be like a 50 some X risk to reward, where every dollar you risk is worth 50 some odd dollars, right? So just take that with a grain of salt, do with it what you will. But that is essentially the trade, in my opinion, on NVIDIA right now. And that's just that, man. Make sure we save that, lock that trade in. We'll see what happens. Right here on the S&P, you don't get above 69.18, it's still bearish. As soon as you break this is a bearish break of structure to the downside, continuing the downtrend. This is a nice rounded top. This is textbook stuff. You almost came down. You still got to get this gap fill all the way down here at 68.25. That's your ultimate target. Do with that information what you will. I appreciate everybody for showing up. Seriously, man, if you're not following and you see how many trades we're giving out and how many gains we're giving out, consider following. Hit the subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. That way you know every time we're going live, because literally we're taking gains, literally live on stream almost every single time. We're giving out trades. We're taking people's requests on technical analysis. And if you want to help support, just hit like on the video, hit subscribe on the channel. And if you want all the trades, you got to get into the private VIP trading room. It's the first link in the description. Anybody that's here on Twitter, go up and follow, and you'll see the link up there as well in my description. It's the first link up there. If you want to take gains every single day, we have not had one single week where we didn't make money, ever. Ever. We've not had one single week where we lost money. I will see you all soon. Everybody have a wonderful day. Peace.